9 women contracted HIV at a single spa in 3 months. Major drugstore brands are hiding that their retinol contains almost zero active ingredient. And 50 million women are using scrubs that create damage identical to chemical burns. The beauty industry spent billions making sure you'd never question these 10 habits. But I'm about to destroy every lie they told you. 1. Unlicensed spa vampire facials. The spa charges half what dermatologists charge, and their Instagram makes microneedling look glamorous. What they're not posting: the CDC warnings after women contracted HIV from unsterile needles, and the hospitalizations from counterfeit Botox causing breathing difficulty and facial paralysis. In 2024, the Centers for Disease Control issued urgent warnings after counterfeit botulinum toxin injections at unlicensed spas sent women to emergency rooms with slurred speech, drooping eyelids, and respiratory distress. These weren't mild reactions. Patients experienced paralysis that spread beyond the injection site, affecting their ability to swallow and breathe. One woman's paralysis progressed so rapidly, she required mechanical ventilation for 3 days. But the danger doesn't stop there. Women in New Mexico contracted HIV during spa vampire facials because providers reused needles between clients. The outbreak was traced to a single spa, where 9 women were infected in a 3-month period. These aren't isolated incidents. These are systematic failures happening because untrained providers are performing invasive procedures with unsterile equipment and FDA-unapproved substances in environments with zero medical oversight. The spa owner has no medical license. The person holding that needle has no training in sterile technique. The serum they're injecting into your face has never been tested for safety or purity. What safely resurfaces aging skin requires sterile medical environments and authentic ingredients that budget spas cannot legally access. Board-certified dermatologists perform clinical chemical peels using precisely calibrated solutions: alpha-hydroxy acids, trichloroacetic acid, glycolic acid, in controlled medical settings where every instrument is autoclaved, every surface is sanitized, and every product is pharmaceutical grade. These treatments deliver intensive resurfacing that reduces age spots, fine lines, and sun damage without risking life-threatening systemic infections or chemical poisoning from counterfeit formulations. The professional treatment might cost $300. The emergency room visit after a botched spa procedure costs thousands. And that's if you survive the infection. The price difference isn't worth your life. Professional medical treatment protects you. Discount spa trends put you in the hospital. 2. At-home skin tag removal devices. The Amazon gadget promises painless skin tag removal for $30. You're tempted. Dermatologists charge so much more. But what the product description won't mention: cutting or freezing growths at home prevents testing for basal or squamous cell carcinoma that could be masquerading as harmless tags. Attempting to cut, freeze, or chemically burn off skin tags at home severely damages the surrounding healthy skin. The devices use bands that strangle blood flow, caustic chemicals that burn indiscriminately, or freezing agents that create frostbite damage extending far beyond the target area. Dermatologists warn that DIY removal devices drastically increase the risk of permanent scarring and serious infection. But here's what's truly dangerous: removing any growth blindly means you're eliminating the opportunity for pathological screening. That flesh-colored bump might not be a benign skin tag. It could be basal cell carcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma, and by destroying it yourself, you've eliminated the tissue sample a pathologist needs to diagnose potential malignancy. Dermatologists see this tragedy repeatedly. Patients who removed suspicious growths at home, only to discover months or years later that they had early-stage skin cancer that could have been caught and treated immediately. One dermatologist reported seeing 3 cases in a single month, where delayed diagnosis meant significantly more aggressive treatment was required. In one case, a woman who removed what she thought was a skin tag on her neck later learned it was melanoma. By the time she sought medical attention, it had progressed to stage 3. Skin tags become exponentially more common as women age, particularly in body folds like the neck and armpits, making older women prime targets for these deceptive gadgets. What removes growths safely requires sterilization and pathology analysis that DIY tools fundamentally cannot provide. Board-certified dermatologists use sterile techniques, professional cryotherapy with medical-grade liquid nitrogen, or surgical excision with properly sterilized instruments to remove the tissue while preserving it for laboratory testing. The procedure takes less than 5 minutes in a medical office. The procedure is truly quick and painless with proper local anesthesia, heals properly without scarring when performed under sterile conditions, and rules out dangerous conditions through microscopic examination by a trained pathologist. Your skin isn't Amazon merchandise. It deserves medical evaluation. Share this with someone considering DIY removal. You could save them from missing a cancer diagnosis. And the next habit is even more widespread. Millions of women are doing it right now, believing they're preventing wrinkles when they're actually creating them. 3. Face yoga. The instructor promises face yoga will lift your jowls naturally, no needles required. You're doing 50 repetitions daily, scrunching and stretching. What she won't tell you, you're literally creating the mechanical damage that etches permanent wrinkles into aging skin. Repetitive, exaggerated muscle contractions are the exact mechanical cause of dynamic wrinkles. Every time you furrow your brow, you're folding the skin. Every time you squint, you're compressing tissue. When you're young, collagen springs back. When you're older, those folds become permanent creases. Facial aging involves the loss of collagen, fat pads, and bone density. Strengthening underlying muscles cannot replace these structural losses. More alarmingly, intentionally creating thousands of repetitive muscle contractions overworks the depressor muscles, etching lines deeper into the dermis as aging skin loses its elasticity to bounce back. Think about it. If exercising facial muscles prevented wrinkles, professional actors and public speakers who use their faces constantly would have the smoothest skin. The opposite is true. A study following Broadway performers over 20 years found they developed expression lines significantly earlier than their non-performing peers. Some showed forehead wrinkles a full decade before the control group. Dermatological science is clear. The facial distortions you're practicing are precisely what cosmetic treatments work to prevent. This practice exploits the fear of invasive procedures and the desire to naturally lift sagging features. But the biology doesn't support the promise. You cannot exercise away volume loss. You cannot stretch away bone resorption. What actually prevents dynamic wrinkles requires stopping the muscle distortion entirely, not amplifying it thousands of times. Clinical neuromodulators like Botox or Dysport safely freeze muscle activity, actively preventing the facial contractions that create permanent lines. These aren't toxins in the scary sense. They're purified proteins that temporarily block nerve signals to specific muscles. Topical alternatives like Tatcha Silk Serum provide additional support by hydrating and protecting the surface while the muscles remain still. Instead of straining skin through repetitive folding, this approach halts the mechanical damage, allowing skin to smooth out over the following weeks and months as existing wrinkles gradually soften. Exercise strengthens muscles. But your face isn't a bicep, and wrinkles aren't a weakness. If this information is already surprising you, subscribe to this channel. Every week I expose the beauty industry's most profitable lies so you can protect your skin, your health, and your wallet. 4. Clean beauty without preservatives. The label says preservative-free and clean, so it must be safer, right? What the brand won't tell you, without synthetic preservatives, that water-based cream becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, yeast, and mold from the moment you first open it. Clean is an unregulated marketing gimmick with no legal definition. The FDA doesn't require brands to prove their products are clean, natural, or non-toxic before slapping those words on the label. Without synthetic preservatives, water-based formulations quickly become contaminated with dangerous microbes. Independent testing of preservative-free products found bacterial counts reaching dangerous levels within 2 weeks of opening. In some cases, bacterial colonies exceeded safe limits by over 1,000 times. Applying these contaminated cosmetics can cause severe skin infections, allergic reactions, and chronic inflammation. But here's what makes this truly insidious. The essential oils brands use to replace synthetic preservatives are highly allergenic. Lavender oil, tea tree oil, citrus extracts. These are some of the most common contact allergens in dermatology. They're triggering contact dermatitis in women who thought they were protecting themselves by avoiding chemicals. This marketing strategy leverages health anxiety and fear, persuading older women to abandon stable, science-backed formulas that have protected consumers for decades. What protects both the formula and your face requires the exact synthetic science clean brands demonize. Products like SLMD Vitamin C Serum at $42 or Dot & Key 72-hour Hydrating Gel at 495 rupees use safe, low-concentration preservative systems, typically under 1% of the formula. These controlled formulations are manufactured in sterile environments, sealed in airless pumps that prevent contamination and provide consistent antioxidant protection without risking bacterial exposure or allergic reactions. The vitamin C stays stable. The hyaluronic acid remains effective. And your face doesn't become a petri dish. Nature isn't safer. Sterile is safer. 5. Foundation with SPF. You pump foundation onto your fingertips every morning, believing the SPF 30 on the label is protecting your face. But dermatologists have a devastating secret. You'd need to apply 7 times that amount to get the protection advertised. To achieve the sun protection factor printed on your foundation bottle, you would need to apply 7 times the normal amount of liquid foundation, or 14 times the normal amount of powder. A standard single pump provides only a fraction of the needed protection, drastically reducing the SPF to nearly nothing. That SPF 30 foundation you're wearing, you're getting SPF 4 at best. But here's what's even more dangerous. Most cosmetic formulations lack adequate protection against UVA rays, which penetrate window glass and directly cause wrinkles and age spots. They focus on UVB protection because that's what prevents sunburn. And sunburn is what consumers notice. But UVA rays are what age your skin, breaking down collagen and elastin, creating hyperpigmentation, and causing the cumulative damage you see as wrinkles and sagging. Research shows that office workers sitting near windows accumulate significant UVA damage despite never going outside. One study found that drivers developed more sun damage and deeper wrinkles on the left side of their faces from years of UV exposure through car windows. The broad-spectrum UV filters are dangerously underdosed at normal application volumes. This appeals to mature women seeking convenient multitasking products, leaving thinning skin vulnerable to severe photoaging while believing they're protected. You're driving to the grocery store, sitting by a window at lunch, walking to your mailbox, accumulating UVA damage every single day while thinking you're protected. What actually shields mature skin requires something foundation companies don't want you buying separately. Dedicated sunscreens like Dot and Key Vitamin C plus E sunscreen at 595 rupees or undefined R&R sunscreen SPF 50 deliver full broad-spectrum protection with PA++++ ratings. Applied at the correct volume, a quarter teaspoon for the face, these act as true shields against collagen-degrading UVA rays while doubling as moisturizers. The texture is designed for this application amount. The formula includes humectants that prevent moisture loss. And you're getting the protection the label promises because you're using it correctly. Your foundation is makeup. Your sunscreen is medicine. 6. Raw coconut oil. Your friend swears coconut oil erased her wrinkles. Beauty bloggers call it nature's miracle moisturizer. But dermatologists are watching women coat their faces in what's essentially pore-clogging wax that cannot penetrate deeply enough to change anything structural. Coconut oil is highly comedogenic, rated a 4 out of 5 on the comedogenicity scale, and features a heavy molecular structure that sits on the skin's surface without deeply penetrating. The fatty acid chains in coconut oil are too large to pass through the stratum corneum effectively. It interrupts natural oil production because your skin senses the occlusive layer on the surface and reduces sebum production accordingly. This can cause subclinical acne and congestion, particularly in areas where pores are already enlarged or where hormonal changes have made skin more reactive. Dermatologists confirm that while it temporarily smooths the surface by filling in fine texture irregularities, it cannot penetrate the skin deeply enough to impact collagen production or erase wrinkles. What's absent is everything mature skin actually needs: water-binding humectants like hyaluronic acid that attract moisture from the environment and hold it in the skin, ceramides that repair the barrier by replacing the lipids that decline with age, and clinically proven collagen boosters like retinoids that stimulate fibroblast activity. Coconut oil provides none of these. It's just an occlusive, a layer that sits on top. One clinical study comparing coconut oil to pharmaceutical moisturizers found zero improvement in wrinkle depth after 12 weeks of daily use. Participants using coconut oil actually showed a slight increase in transepidermal water loss, meaning their skin became more dehydrated over time. This capitalizes on the desire for natural and traditional DIY remedies to treat severe age-related dryness. But natural doesn't mean effective when your skin is facing hormonal changes, deep wrinkles, and loss of firmness. What mature skin actually recognizes and absorbs requires pharmaceutical intelligence, not kitchen trends. Products like Yonkar Excellence Code Creme at £80 or Dot and Key Barrier Repair Moisturizer at 599 rupees are formulated with multi-molecular weight hyaluronic acid, meaning different sizes of hyaluronic acid molecules that penetrate to different depths in the skin, peptides that signal collagen production, and plant stem cells that provide antioxidant protection and growth factors. These non-comedogenic formulations provide actual water hydration rather than just an occlusive oil trap, addressing the biological changes happening in aging skin. The formulas are tested for penetration. The ingredients are chosen based on molecular size and receptor binding. This is engineered skincare designed to address the specific deficits of mature skin. Your kitchen makes meals. Laboratories make skincare. And if you're feeling overwhelmed or even angry right now, that's the correct response. The pattern becomes clear. 6 habits down, and the pattern is undeniable. The beauty industry has convinced you that convenient shortcuts and natural alternatives are helping. They're aging you faster. Some are literally dangerous. You've been systematically misled by marketing that prioritizes profit over your safety. These aren't innocent mistakes or minor inefficiencies. These are deliberate deceptions designed to keep you buying products and services that range from useless to life-threatening. But what comes next proves the solution doesn't require spending more. It requires spending smarter. The remaining habits are costing you money and results, but their replacements cost less and work better. What dermatologists actually use themselves is about to surprise you, because the most effective anti-aging treatments aren't hidden in luxury department stores or celebrity-endorsed subscription boxes. They're accessible, affordable, and backed by decades of clinical research that the beauty industry desperately hopes you'll never discover. The lies stop here. The truth protects you. Which of these 6 habits were you doing? Don't feel bad. The industry spent billions making sure you wouldn't know better. Share your experience in the comments. Your story could help someone else avoid these mistakes. 7. Drugstore retinols with hidden concentrations. The drugstore retinol bottle looks legitimate. The front label promises anti-aging results. But flip it over and you'll notice something missing: the actual percentage. When brands hide the concentration, dermatologists know exactly what that means. It's there in name only. Many over-the-counter brands mask their weakness by hiding the concentration. Major drugstore brands have been caught marketing retinol products where independent lab testing revealed concentrations so low they were essentially undetectable. We're talking 0.001% or less. If they do not list a specific percentage on the ingredient's label, the active ingredient is likely present in minuscule, ineffective amounts. Regulations only require them to list ingredients in descending order by weight, not actual concentrations. So retinol can appear high on the list, but still be present at a concentration that will never produce results. Consumer Reports tested 12 popular drugstore retinol products and found that 10 failed to list any concentration data whatsoever. And when they sent those 10 products to independent labs, 8 contained retinol levels below 0.01%, far too weak to generate any cellular change. But there's another layer to this deception. Over-the-counter retinoids must undergo a slow, two-step conversion process in the skin to become usable retinoic acid. This makes weak formulas nearly useless for deep wrinkles in mature skin. Experts confirm that when concentrations are this low and conversion is this inefficient, you're essentially applying expensive moisturizer with trace amounts of vitamin A. This appeals to consumers intimidated by dermatologists, who buy based on front-label marketing claims rather than examining ingredient lists. The bottle says retinol anti-aging serum in large letters. The fine print reveals nothing, and you spend months waiting for results that will never come. What delivers transparent medical-grade strength requires prescription access to the gold standard your skin actually recognizes. Agency-personalized prescription cream uses custom compounded prescription tretinoin up to 0.14%, already in the all-trans retinoic acid form, the active form your skin uses immediately without any conversion required. It's estimated to be 20 times stronger than standard retinol, combined with azelaic acid at 5% for brightening and reducing redness, tranexamic acid at 5% for hyperpigmentation, and niacinamide at 4% for barrier support. Every ingredient concentration is disclosed. Your dermatologist adjusts the formula based on your skin's tolerance. You start at a lower concentration and build up gradually, ensuring results without intolerable irritation. This is what personalized skincare actually means. Not a quiz on a website, but a medical professional evaluating your skin and prescribing treatment at concentrations proven to work. Hidden percentages mean hidden results. Transparency means transformation. 8. Cotton pillowcases. You've slept on cotton your entire life. But every night that pillowcase is pulling moisture and expensive serums directly out of your skin, while rough fibers smash your face into compression patterns that become permanent sleep wrinkles as collagen thins. Cotton acts like a sponge, pulling natural moisture and nighttime skincare products directly out of your skin. It also creates high friction. Sleeping on your side or stomach smashes the face into rough fabric, causing shear forces that distort tissue. Think about how your face looks when you first wake up after sleeping on your side. Creases, lines, compression marks. Clinical studies show that repeated compression and friction from rough bedding distorts collagen and elastic tissue, creating permanent sleep wrinkles along the cheeks and chin over time. A dermatology study tracked women over 5 years and found that side sleepers using cotton pillowcases developed asymmetrical wrinkles, deeper lines on the side they favored, with some women showing wrinkles up to 40% deeper on their preferred sleeping side. These aren't the same as expression wrinkles. These are compression injuries that become etched into skin that's lost its ability to recover. This is a lifelong habit that older women rarely reconsider, despite their skin thinning and losing the elasticity needed to snap back from overnight folding. Young skin can recover from these compression patterns because it has abundant collagen and elastin, providing structural resilience. Mature skin cannot. The damage accumulates night after night, year after year. What eliminates overnight aging requires protein fiber science that's been hidden in plain sight for centuries. MYK Silk 22 Mommy Silk pillowcase, priced between $66 and $76, is a non-absorbent protein fiber that significantly reduces transepidermal water loss, moisture evaporating from your skin during sleep. Silk is smooth at a microscopic level, creating almost no friction against delicate facial skin. The ultra-smooth, nearly frictionless surface eliminates pulling, tugging, and creasing. 100% grade 6. A mulberry silk in the proper weight, 22 to 30 mommy, allows overnight serums to stay on your face rather than soaking into the bed. That retinol serum you applied before bed? It's working on your skin all night instead of being absorbed by cotton fibers. The hyaluronic acid stays where you put it. The peptides remain in contact with your skin. You wake up with hydrated, smooth skin instead of creased, dehydrated skin bearing the imprint of your pillowcase. You're spending hundreds on serums. Your pillowcase is stealing them while you sleep. 9. Oral collagen supplements. The powder promises to rebuild your skin from the inside out. You're stirring collagen into your morning coffee, believing these proteins will travel straight to your wrinkles. Dermatologists have a brutal truth. Your digestive system destroys them just like any other food. The body digests these proteins just like any other meal, breaking them down into basic amino acids rather than sending them directly to facial wrinkles. Board-certified dermatologists are unequivocal. There is no research confirming that collagen pills or drinks can make a difference in skin. Your digestive system cannot recognize swallowed collagen as a signal to rebuild your face. This industry explicitly targets postmenopausal women who are rapidly losing their natural collagen stores and seeking an easy miracle pill fix. The collagen supplement market is worth over $6 billion annually, built entirely on hope rather than evidence. Despite decades of research and hundreds of studies, not a single peer-reviewed clinical trial has demonstrated that oral collagen supplementation improves facial wrinkles in humans. The marketing shows glowing skin and makes vague claims about supporting collagen production. Celebrity endorsements make it worse. When famous faces claim ingestible collagen transformed their skin, they're not mentioning the lasers, fillers, prescription retinoids, and professional treatments doing the actual work. They're also not mentioning their genetics, their professional makeup artists, and their carefully controlled lighting. What actually commands your skin to synthesize new collagen requires binding to receptors that ingestible proteins can never reach. Products like SLMD retinol, resurfacing serum, or DOT and Key Retinol Night Repair Cream at 599 rupees contain retinoids that physically bind to receptors in the skin. These are not nutrients hoping to be used correctly after digestion. These are signaling molecules that attach to specific cellular receptors and trigger specific genetic responses. They turn off collagen-destroying metalloproteinases, enzymes that break down collagen, while actively stimulating fibroblasts to generate type 1 and type 3 collagen, clinically accelerating cellular turnover to thicken the dermal layer. This is targeted, direct intervention at the cellular level. This is biochemistry, not wishful thinking. You cannot eat your way to younger skin. You have to treat it topically. 10. Physical exfoliating scrubs. The scrub feels satisfying, rough granules buffing away flaky skin, leaving your face temporarily smooth. But dermatologists see something different. Jagged edges creating thousands of micro-tears, stripping protective oils, and triggering the chronic inflammation that signals enzymes to destroy your remaining collagen. The jagged edges of physical exfoliants create micro-tears in the skin, disrupting the delicate moisture barrier and stripping away natural oils. Walnut shell fragments and coffee grounds have irregular, sharp edges at a microscopic level. Every time you scrub, you're creating thousands of tiny cuts in your skin barrier. Chronic overexfoliation triggers inflammaging, a state of persistent low-grade inflammation that signals matrix metalloproteinases to rapidly break down existing collagen and elastin. Over 50 million women are using physical scrubs right now, unknowingly triggering this inflammatory cascade every single day. Older skin has a naturally slower cell turnover rate, causing it to look dull and feel rough. Abrasive scrubs promise a quick fix by manually removing that buildup, but they end up destroying fragile, mature skin that cannot recover from this trauma the way younger skin can. That temporary smoothness you feel immediately after scrubbing is actually your compromised barrier signaling distress. You've stripped away not just inactive cells, but also the protective lipid layer that seals moisture in and keeps irritants out. Electron microscope images of skin after physical exfoliation show damage patterns identical to those seen in chemical burns. The same disruption of the stratum corneum, the same inflammatory response, the same barrier breakdown. And beneath that sensation of temporary smoothness, inflammation is building. Free radicals are increasing, and inflammatory mediators are signaling your remaining collagen and elastin to break down faster, accelerating visible aging with every scrubbing session. What exfoliates without trauma requires dissolving the bonds between inactive cells rather than tearing the surface apart. Chemical exfoliants like SLMDAH-ABHA swipes at $28, or Tatcha Texture Tonic use alpha-hydroxy acids and beta-hydroxy acids to gently dissolve the glue, the desmosomes, holding inactive cells together. Alpha-hydroxy acids like glycolic acid and lactic acid work on the surface, loosening the bonds between corneocytes. Beta-hydroxy acids like salicylic acid penetrate into pores, dissolving the debris and oil that cause congestion. That $12 scrub might seem economical, but the SLMD swipes cost $28 and won't destroy your skin barrier. They allow cells to shed naturally without friction, actually helping hydrate the skin and improve tone while exfoliating. The acids also stimulate collagen production and improve cell turnover at a deeper level, benefits you never get from mechanical abrasion. Scrubbing damages, dissolving renews. Share this video with someone who's still using walnut scrubs or coconut oil as their anti-aging miracle. You might save their skin and their wallet.